out with the one and only Madison Reyes. My name is Helen Hernandez, and I have the honor of being the president of the Imagen Foundation. And before we begin with Madison, I want you to know that if for some reason you missed the Imagen Awards, you can certainly still see them. They're streaming at kcet.org. That's kcet.org. So you can see the show and all the fabulous music that we had. But we're here today to congratulate Madison on her double win. How does that feel?
It's amazing. I mean, after they announced the Best Young Actor, and then we had the Best Young Program, it was really cool. I mean, it was one of those nights where we knew we knew the Imagen Awards were coming, but after my experience with the Emmys, I guess I kind of learned to just kind of calm down and just, if it happens, it happens. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So my mindset for that night was definitely more calm and chill. And I knew that whether or not I won or not, there were so many amazing people in that category, and anybody who would have won would have been a perfect fit.
Oh, you're so sweet. Who were you with when you heard that you won?
I was with my father and my mother. We were all in the living room. We had we were watching it on the little iPad, and we were all just crumped together at the edge of the couch, and we're just oh. And then when they said my name, it was ah.
What does the award mean to you? What does winning this award mean to you?
I mean, as I said in my video, last year I was able to perform at the Imagen Awards, which was an amazing experience in itself. I really felt, like myself in that moment. I was singing not just for the fans that were going to watch, but also for the young kids who are also, in this community that are looking for, somebody that they can relate to. And I find the importance of this award being given to me in that, where it comes to, the young children who watch me, the people who are looking for a role model or just looking for someone that looks like them. This is an award for all of us, not just for me, simply because I know the struggles that we go through and how hard we all work. And if by me winning can show somebody else that they too can do anything that may seem impossible, that's what that really matters. I like to think of it more as a group win rather than a solo win, because it's something to be shared with. Everybody in the community deserves it. Like I had mentioned, everybody that was in that category, I want them to know that we're kind of sharing it in some type of way, because we all put our blood and tears into everything that we do, because we're so passionate about our crafts. And I just want everybody to know that they're amazing.
Oh, well, thank you, Madison. You're very, very sweet. I know that the amazing producer, director, choreographer, Kenny Ortega, was instrumental in your discovery. Can you kind of tell us how that all came to be?
So I was in my freshman year of high school, and I found out about the auditions for Julie and the Phantoms. And I was very nervous for the audition. I mean, I've never done anything like that before. I didn't even have somebody read my lines for the self-tape, if that goes to show you how much I didn't know. But luckily, Kenny saw something in me, and, he taught me that, it's okay not to be able to do certain things in that moment. But if you continue to work and push yourself, that eventually you'll get to where you want to go. And that's the biggest thing that I take away from Julie and the Phantoms, that I hope I can apply again if we get a second season. It's just that, you can start off with a goal, and if you can't reach it in that moment, it's okay, because if you continue working towards it, you're going to eventually get to where you want to go.
That's wonderful. And your parents were supportive of all of these efforts?
Of course. My father, my mother have been very supportive throughout my whole entire life. They've always encouraged me to do whatever I would like, and they helped me in pursuing my dreams. And they also let me know that if I didn't want to do something, I'm not being forced to. I can quit at any time, and that they will still be very supportive of my decision. So they kind of just guided me and let me try a few different things. And if I liked it, I continued it. If I didn't, then they understood that I didn't like that, and I can just go on to the next thing that I wanted to try. So I'm very grateful for that.
Great. What did you said that you were a freshman in high school when you auditioned for the role, and once you actually got the role, what did your friends think?
I mean, for years, I've always tried to have a certain, I guess, like structure with my friends. My friends know me as someone that's very like, I care a lot for my friends, and I let them know like, hey, since the beginning, even way before the audition, I let them know like, if you continue to treat me good, whenever I get to where I want to go in the future, I'll make sure I got your back as well. So, they were also very supportive. They still are. They keep me very humble. They're my rocks, because they always remind me of where I came from and who I am, and not to let it get to my head. And they know not that I should not even try that, because they would get on me very quick. But it's good having that relationship, not only with the family, but I feel like having those good friendship relationships is good as well, because you're raised by your parents, but your friends are really the people that know that other side of you, that really know things that you wouldn't tell your parents, and they know things that your friends wouldn't know, so it's a really good thing to have that close relationship with all my friends. I've learned through this process that a small circle is best. I've also learned that, people come and go, and you just have to accept that. Everything is the way it is because it's meant to be like that. I'm very grateful for everybody who has been in my life, who has come out of my life, because they all helped me become the person I am today.
Great. Talk to us a little bit about what it's like to film an episode of Julie and the Phantoms, the interaction with all the cast members and with Kenny, and what's that like?
I mean, filming Julie and the Phantoms, honestly, what is it that they say? Like, if you love your job, it's really not work, you know? It was just so natural. Like, you could really feel that we were a band at the end of the day, that all the relationships that we had in that show were real. You know, I love the guys. I love Jada. I love Kenny. Everybody was just so amazing. And just going on set, it was never a dull moment. And even if there was, and we were like gloomy about the weather or something, we would always find a way to bring that energy that was needed on that day of set, to just make sure that the filming process was alive and that we were really in tune to what we were doing. So this way, it didn't feel just like acting. It felt like it was real and relatable, and you can feel that energy through the screen, that these things we were really taking into consideration. And we were really coming close together as a band or as best friends, whatever it may be. It was just a fun process. I mean, like I said, it wasn't really work. It was just fun all the time.
Oh, great. Is there any one moment during the filming of the show that really stood out for you that was special?
I mean, it's definitely one of those things that's gonna always be like the top. I think the only thing that I could really say is when we were getting close to the end, it really started to hit me. Like, I guess the adrenaline of like going through all the weeks and weeks of all the filming had finally hit me. I was like so happy that I didn't really realize like what really was going on. But when we got to the end and we performed our last Stand Tall, which originally wasn't even supposed to be a song, it was a different song originally for the final. And then we had another song written. And that song kind of really brought everything together, that like, wow, like we can really take these songs that, start off as a demo and turn into this like crazy band thing and make it this story in itself. And I just remember, that was the last performance that we were going to do as a band. And I was like so sad, but like, I just remember thanking the crew and the cast and everybody that was on set for just making the process so much fun, and just, making my job easy, because, the crew is so important, because without them, we wouldn't be able to film. We wouldn't be able to do all these things that we need to get done. So everybody felt like a family, from the crew to the cast to Kenny, to the writers, to everybody, the Netflix execs. Everybody there was always a relationship on set that like was just family at the end of the day, second family. And that's where it really made me realize like I love what I do. I want to keep on doing it. And I'm just so very grateful for everybody that I come across.
Wow. What advice would you give to other young people looking for a career in front of the camera and in music too, because you do
Right.
both. You're an actor as well as a singer.
Yes. You know, whenever I try and think of advice, I always think about my little sister because, you know, she takes theater right now. She's very passionate about dance. She's very passionate about the arts. And honestly, I mean, oh, I'm so short. Oh, sorry. I was trying to kneel down. Okay, well, can you see me good still?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like the biggest advice that I can give is just have fun with it. You know, there are going to be a lot of no's. There's going to be a lot of people doubting you and saying things that, you know, they think they know that you can't do something. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to get far, this and that. But I feel like the biggest advice I can give is just use it as your fuel for that flame inside of you. You know, take all those negative comments and just let it feed that energy that you need to prove that you can do it. Because they can say all the stuff that they want, but at the end of the day, all that matters is that you know in yourself that you can do it. Because you're the only person that can get you to where you want to go. And I say that all the time because it's really important. And I feel like I'm not going to say I'm the most confident person. I know I have my days, but I want people to know that you don't have to be completely confident in yourself to not believe in yourself. You know, if that makes sense, like you can still believe in yourself while still having somewhat of a doubt. But all that matters is that you're doing what you need to do to prove these other people wrong and prove that you can do it. You might not be, like I said, you might not be able to get to where you want to go exactly right then and there. But as long as you believe in yourself that you can eventually get there is all that matters. Because growth is important. You're gonna have to go through all this growth and stuff. You know, not everything happens overnight. And this is coming from things that I have to tell myself all the time, you know? But yeah, just use it as your fuel. I mean, I feel like that's the best thing that comes out of situations like this. It's just at the end, just being like, I proved them wrong. You know, I proved myself right and I proved all you guys wrong. And that's the best feeling, honestly. Besides, obviously, getting to where you want to go.
Exactly. Now, in preparation for all of this, Madison, were you taking acting classes or voice lessons? You know, and how old were you when you started all this journey?
When I lived in New York, there really wasn't a lot of like play clubs, like theater clubs. The most that I had experienced while I lived in New York was mostly like step. They had like a dance club. But besides that, there wasn't really much. Like I did like a talent show out there once. But it wasn't until I had moved to Pennsylvania and I started my middle school years that I found out about like musical theater. And they had a theater club, and they did Lion King in my 6th grade year, and then 7th grade was Aladdin. And I got to play young Nyla and Princess Jasmine. And I would say that in 7th grade, it really like made me realize that I really wanted to pursue into theater. I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I had just came off of like the little, you know, musical theater bandwagon, so I figured I wanted to pursue theater. My 8th grade year was amazing. I went to this school out here called Arts Academy. My sister went there. And it was amazing. And then I went into my high school year and I kind of realized that I wanted to be more of like a film actress rather than like theater, which is also very important to know the difference between, because, you know, they're two different styles, and finding out what style you like is very beneficial of how you go about learning, you know, and working on your craft. So I actually decided on switching to vocal for my sophomore year, but then Julie and the Phantoms had happened. So overall, like the most experience, I wouldn't say that I had a lot of experience of acting. I definitely feel like when it comes to acting, it's more of one of those like kind of like natural things for me. I tried to more relay the character to myself, which is why Julie was so easy to play, because, you know, she has a lot of qualities that I have as well. So that's why it was so easy for her to be more raw and real and actually relatable as a real person. But you know, I'm still learning. I have like dance classes actually Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I'm working on like sharpening my skills or just keeping them active. But I still do a lot of self tapes, and on Saturdays I go to a theater acting class, which is really informative because I'm using it more of like an insight on how like teachers teach and how, you know, student relationships work. And it's kind of opening my mind to like going back to that whole like plan B that I had as a kid of wanting to get into teaching maybe, and maybe becoming like a theater teacher and teaching acting, especially now since like I'm getting so close to like the end of my senior year, and like everybody's like, oh, what are your plans? Are you gonna go to college? And I'm like, I don't know. So it's definitely opened my eyes to some options that I might have to get into. But overall, I'm just looking forward to the stuff to come that I hope all works out.
Well, and going to college is important.
Yes, it's important, but the most important thing is finishing high school, guys.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
work on finishing high school first, and then we can cross that bridge.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. We know we're going to be hearing and seeing more from you in Madison. And I think one of the takeaways in hearing you speak is that, you know, you're always having to hone your craft, always having to practice, whether it's singing or whether it's acting. It doesn't end. It never ends. You know, you always have to continually make it better and better and better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Okay.
there anything else that you would like to say to our audience? We have, you know, quite a few people here, a lot of your fans that are watching the IG Live today. Is there any message you would like to deliver to them?
You know, of course, I always have to say thank you guys. I love you guys so very much. I know you guys keep streaming Te Amo, so yeah, you keep doing that, y'all. But I love you guys all so much, and I have a lot of cool stuff coming out for you guys. Just to say thank you. I would like to thank you as well. The Amahan Awards are crazy, and I hope next year that I can perform again because it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I love you guys. Keep your heads up, and I hope to talk to you guys soon.
Well, I'll tell you something. We're going to remind you of that commitment to perform next year.
Cool.
We'd love to have you back.
Thank you.
And as I said earlier, you know, you can still watch the show if you missed it. kcet.org. It will be streaming at least for the next year. So you can watch it anytime. Okay, so cool. Madison, thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations, and we're so proud of you. You are such a role model for our youth. We love you.
Thank you. It was lovely.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.